Or if at any point. At the moment I do have time. Worst case, maybe you start to get bored or over it. Just let me know and we could always continue from there. So a few things on the outside. So of course you have two keys. I have one here, I have one in the car. You do have hands-free access. So I think I showed it the other day, but just a single kick that opens and closes your trunk.
So sensor is right in the middle?
Yeah, it's right under the center there.
Oh, sorry.
But it has to be just as clean in and out.
See how touchy she is on her car?
Everybody always kicks the car in the beginning as they're getting used to it. I try not to kick the car in front of you. Worst case, you do always have that release.
That release
like
there.
And then of course, while we're here, so of course the mat is removable. So if you were going to use the third row, so we'll set that there briefly. And then, of course, your front license plate bracket. If you were going to install a front plate, that is what they'll use to install that front plate on there. And then what's nice, your cargo cover. So this comes out. This little piece comes off.
Okay.
And then it's spring-loaded like a normal cargo cover. And then what happens is it can actually, and then it just fits in there. And then that just plugs in over there. And that way you can store that down. And then to bring the seats up, the little red tab, that releases it. And then the black handle brings it up.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely one of the best options on a GLB.
This one goes up too, huh?
Yep, you can raise those up. That way they can have a perfect seat there.
Okay.
And then to release it, there's a button on the side of it to drop it back down. Because once you extend it all the way up, it clicks into place.
I see.
That button right down there. Let's just bring it down. And then to fold them back down, red handle again. And you want to make sure to clamp, that way it locks down.
Lock it in place.
Thankfully it's pretty good at doing down. Now, of course, in here you do have some extra USB-C plugs. So that way you can plug in some power over there. And then when you're not using the third row, the seat belts actually clip on over here on the side. So that way your cargo cover doesn't get caught on them. Storage up there. This. The reason why they put this here is so that way stuff doesn't fall in between the seats. And of course it just looks kind of nice to have that in place there. Now of course we could close the trunk up here, close and lock the whole car. Or of course the kick will bring it down.
I forgot how to do it. I did it on my ML 350. Because we have a short garage.
We want to lower it a little bit. Perfect. So all we have to do is we'll bring it down maybe here.
Just clear it. Just about a little bit more. Oh, perfect.
Perfect. Yeah. So I'm going to push and hold the stop button. And then I'll just confirm to make sure that it saved it.
Perfect.
That way you don't have to worry about it bumping up
Yeah.
there. Now the only thing is with it programmed down lower, you have less time when you're using the kick because it's going to be much closer to your head. So opening shouldn't be a problem, but when you close, you might decide to use the button instead, or just be ready for it to. Yeah. You might do one of the the reaches for it. That way you don't get bumped for it, but.
We'll see how athletic you are.
I know, right?
So these are your antennas for the radio.
Okay. I was wondering why is that.
Yeah, so you have your defroster lines going this way, and then the radio antennas go this, because now we don't do the big antennas anymore. And then of course fuel will be a change for you. It's on the driver's side instead of the passenger side.
I like that.
It's just a push. Of course the car has to be unlocked. And that
Oh,
opens
it
there.
doesn't open with that thing locked, huh?
Yeah, if the car is locked, it's locked. When the car is unlocked, it's unlocked.
Is that all Benz like
Yep,
that?
yep.
Oh, cool.
Even the last one was like that. But it's just a single click off, just a single click on.
Oh,
Of course, full tank in there right now, so you don't have to worry about fuel for a little
oh,
while.
sweet.
We're nice sometimes.
Yeah.
And then, of course, all doors have the lock and unlock.
Okay.
Common mistake is to grab at both. Car's not quite sure what you're trying to do. If you ever forget a window down, just push and hold the lock button, and it'll close anything that you may have left open.
Okay.
And then, of course, because the window tint was done, I would recommend waiting until at least Tuesday or Wednesday before you roll down the windows.
Remember that.
Oh.
Yep. The longer, the better. Thankfully, we're going to have a good weather week this week, so we should be pretty good quickly. But
Yeah,
yeah, he's very friendly. But now, of course, some great things. Of course, the seat controls look just like the seat. Should be pretty similar to your former Mercedes. One thing that we did change is we moved the heated seat up to the door instead of putting it in the middle. That way all your seat stuff is together. The heated seat does still slowly turn off over 20 minutes, so that way you don't overheat. But of course you could turn it back on if you needed more. And then of course your mirrors and windows, pretty similar to most cars.
Yeah.
And then you do have a trunk release down
Trunk
here
release.
to open the trunk. Little thing, most people don't care, but I point it out anyways. There's a little compartment here. Perfect size of like those compact umbrellas.
Cute.
Or if you drop stuff down there, it's less likely to roll into the back seat.
It's made for you.
Do you have a
The
compact
umbrella.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep, it's good.
On
to-
all 4 doors.
Yeah. Worst case, I mean, thankfully there's a good sized pocket that comes up here into this section, so it potentially could fit there
Oh,
as
yeah.
well. So, I mean, they really tried to maximize storage.
Secret.
Yes. Well, yeah, because a lot of people don't notice this, but it always rolls into the back seat. So.
That, for me, that's for my wallet to fall, because I always drop my wallet.
Yeah. So that it'll catch there instead of ending up in the back seat. So definitely nice. Now some automatic things. Your parking brake is automatic. It does the parking brake for you.
Oh,
But the button's there if you enjoy pushing buttons, but not a necessity. It will do it for you. And then of course your headlights are automatic. Just leave that arrow or line pointing up at auto, and your headlights are automatic. And of course they're LED now, so they're designed to do 10,000 plus hours of service time. Also really good visibility compared to the former generations. And then your wipers are still auto. We just wanted up 1 click. That way they'll be an automatic.
an auto.
Yep. What I like
Okay.
is the shiny black line perfectly lines up when it's in auto. When it's off,
Okay.
it looks broken or out of place.
No.
When it's in auto, it looks proper. But that way when it rains, it wipes. The harder it rains, the faster it wipes.
We don't have to
Don't
deal
have
with
to
it.
deal with it. Only reason you have to turn it off, car washes or frozen windshields. Otherwise, I would just leave it in auto all the time.
Oh, one question. High beam.
High beam, you're just going to tap away, and that turns your high beam on.
Okay, so I don't have to deal with it anymore. I mean, it's automatic.
It's not an auto high beam, so you do
Oh,
control the high beam
okay.
yourself.
Oh, how do you do it?
So it's just like a normal high beam. You just tap away, and you would see the high beam logo come up,
Okay.
the little blue logo. And then to turn it off, you just tap away again.
Oh,
For me, thankfully with the LED headlights, you might not use the high beam as much as you used to on
Oh,
older cars.
okay.
Just because our new ones are just, they change the shape of the beam.
Oh.
Plus, you do also have a front fog light on this car.
where's the fog on this
So,
one?
the
Fog lamp.
fog
I mean,
So you have your front one here,
okay.
and your rear one here. Honestly, the
Oh,
rear
really?
one is very seldomly used in the US. There's actually just a few little red lights that come on right inside here. So only on the driver's side.
Oh,
Apparently in Europe, they know they can pass to the left of it. In the US, people just think your taillights are messed up.
oh.
But
So it's still like a amber.
so it's going to be a red one.
A red
so
one.
it just actually, I'll show you. I'll turn the car on briefly. So we'll see a little extra bar of red.
Oh, okay. So pretty much almost like just like a brake light.
Kind of, but your brake light, I'll show you that.
Okay.
And then of course your signal. So it just, in Europe, the button is mandated by law, so that's why
Oh.
it is there. Your taillights are already very visible. I think it's excessive to have it
Okay.
there, but to each their own. And of course, I turned on your front fog light.
You see how bright that is.
So they're neat too because now they're LED.
Oh yeah.
So you have your headlight and your fog light. And what's neat about the fog lights, it's hard to tell because it's so light in here, but it's a really wide beam.
Oh,
So it
good.
actually, I mean, actually, you can kind of see it even
Oh.
over here. So that's actually the fog light.
Oh yeah.
So it gives you a really good, clean line.
Is the headlight adapted?
So they adapt for weight in the vehicle, so the height of it, but they don't corner it.
Okay.
But in true honesty, your LED beam already goes so wide that this part's just one more thing to break.
Yeah, I
over
noticed
time.
on my ML, man, it shines almost. It's so wide.
Yep. So I mean, now on some of our cars, like the 2020 GLA, the standard headlight was halogen. In those cars, I say you have to upgrade.
Oh.
In these cars, now we include the nicer headlights. So for me, it would just be wasting $1,000 to get the one that does that.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to sound cheap, but it just, if it had halogen headlights, I'd say, okay, yes, it's worth it. When you already have great headlights, literally the only thing that changes, so how you have the glass ball here, they add one more. That's the only difference.
Is that the high beam right here?
So this is your high beam in there, so I'll show you that.
Oh.
So it just adds a little more light. And then what you'll notice is you'll see a line here. Because a lot of people, oh, the headlight's dirty.
Yeah, that's what I
It's
was
not.
wondering.
So what happens is, so on our old headlights, the light went out everywhere. So you didn't see where it went. With LED, the light comes out in a straight line.
Okay.
So it's not lighting up this part of the plastic. It's only, the light is piercing, like when I move my hand, there's no light coming out of here. It's coming out through there. So
Okay.
we see where the light is going through the lens. Where if the light went out everywhere,
Is there a special cleaning solution that I need to apply to clear it?
no,
Just
it's
like-
always gonna, because it's just lighting up the plastic that it's going through.
Okay.
So this, even though you see light, the light's not actually coming through here, or it's not as
Okay.
bright. Where this one, it's a very bright beam, so like just even the hand,
Yeah.
I can see that a predominant amount of the light is coming through that line.
Yeah.
So no matter how clean that is, it's just the light piercing the plastic. But and then of course you won't have your high beam on all the time. But yeah, it just shows where the light is coming through the lens. And that's your tow hitch. So that's where a tow truck driver would mount to the frame of the car if you were getting towed. And then because you do have that the clear bar on here,
Yeah.
if you see any bubbles, don't press on it. What'll happen when it's in the sun, it's like the old
It'll
screen,
reset.
it'll set itself. What happens is if people will push on it, and that stretches the plastic, and then the bubble's there. So it's like our old screen protectors back in the day. They'd always have a little moisture under there. When it evaporates, it'll be gone. I don't think I really noticed anything, but
Yeah, there's just this one right here.
yeah, so just
But
let
it'll-
it be, and it'll suck itself down. Worst case, if you still see it there in the next couple weeks, it's covered by warranty. They'll fix it. So, but just don't push on it, so that way you don't have to make another trip. I'm gonna turn this off.
Yeah, they did really good because you can't really tell.
Oh yeah, because back in the day they used to have that line that came through.
Yeah,
here.
my
It was
daughter's
awful.
car it looks nasty now with
Yeah, if
after
it was like
2
this, I
years.
wouldn't do it. It's great because it goes all the way back, and it even covers all of this too.
Yeah,
So you can just barely feel
all
the
the
edge.
edges. You
Yep.
can feel it, but you can't tell.
On the back of the mirror, of course, the door handle ones. I mean, the newer plastic is so much better than the older ones, and of course, it's great because they can also cover this because sometimes stuff pops up on the side as well, so it will help with that. Definitely neat there. And of course you have the 360 cameras, so there's a
Hold on,
mirror
right there.
underneath each, not a mirror, a camera underneath each side mirror. Of course
Okay.
the camera in the rear actually comes out when it's in use, so it doesn't get
Oh.
as dirty, so it makes for a much clearer view. And then underneath your star up here is where our front camera is. Just right
Oh,
there.
right there.
Definitely neat. And of course, the newer improved stars, so there's no, like in the ML, like dirt and stuff could pile up on the inside here.
Okay.
Now it's flush, so it doesn't get as dirty as
Yeah.
the older ones. But definitely neat. And of course, when you unlock at nighttime, the lights will come on to make the car more approachable, so that way you're not approaching a dark car.
Oh.
And of course, we can see your signals. They're very noticeable. So
Cool.
if someone says they don't see your turn signals, they're full of joy. They are very noticeable.
Sorry, real quick. There's a customer here saying she turned her SOS on and doesn't want to turn it off. How do you turn that off?
Well, if it eventually will go off automatically, or if someone answers, they just say cancel.
Okay.
Well, I guess I got let's see. So usually I take the passenger seat, and then I have whoever wants to be the primary learner hop in the driver's seat. But we'll get your phones connected to the car so that way
Cool.
your phone calls will come through as well. But so we'll hop in where we're gonna. So I'm gonna take your passenger seat, and then I'll let you have your driver's seat over there.
Thank you.
So we're going to go into tel. That way we have a little more light in here. So we're going to connect device. And then we're going to go ahead and go into your cell phone. So then we're going to go into settings. And then Bluetooth. And then we're going to select Julietta's.
I'm wondering, I have the old.
We can get that out of there, but go ahead and pair there. And then allow there. And you're now successfully connected to the new car. And then we're going to get rid of, I'll ignore MB Bluetooth. Perfect. So now it's just this car. And then we want to make sure notifications is on. So you're fully connected. Of course, we know you're connected because your name is up there. The phone's bars of service, and even the phone's battery level is up there as well. Of course, if we tap on contacts, that'll give us your contact list. These are only here when the phone is connected. Once the phone is gone, these go away. Now, of course, if you wanted to practice, you could talk with the car. You just say, hey, Mercedes, call so-and-so. And she has access to your contact list that way.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Mercedes,
How may I help you?
open sunshade.
Okay, I'm opening the
And she can open your sunshade just with your voice. Now, of course, you do have that control up there. And now, of course, we would use her for a lot of things, including voice styling. You can ask her to turn on your heated seats. And she even knows which seat is talking because we each have our microphone. So that way, if I ask for a heated seat, she'll turn mine on. Granted, I can just turn on the heated seat, but as you get used to her now, of course, she's not perfect, but the more you use her, she improves herself. Because I know a lot of people worry about accents and things like that. So she might not be perfect on day one, but if you just keep using her, she will get better. But again, worst case, we have our physical buttons as well. And then, of course, so there's no nav in the car, so you have a feature called smartphone integration, and that's where we're going to use Apple CarPlay. Have you used Apple CarPlay in a car before?
No.
So that's where when you plug your phone into this USB-C plug here, that will allow your iPhone to display its nav on screen. So that would be Apple Maps, Google Maps, Waze, also apps like Pandora, iHeartRadio, Spotify would be available on screen. So it just mirrors some of the best parts of your phone on there. You don't happen to have one of your charging cords with you, do you?
No.
Yeah, so it will have to be plugged into here. You do have an adapter cord that goes from USB-C to USB-A, and then that would plug into here, and then your normal cord would plug here, and that would allow you to use your phone up on screen. Now, the sooner you switch to a USB-C to Lightning, your phone will charge faster. Of course, USB-A is limited to 5 watts. USB-C does 9 watts, so it would charge a lot faster if you skip this cord and go straight
I
from
have
this.
one in my car. I can get it.
Yeah, if you wanted to
yeah.
see Apple CarPlay today, that would be good. That way we can show
Yeah.
that for you. But so we're gonna plug into there, and then go ahead and plug into your device, and then go ahead and unlock your phone.
I always forget that doesn't work because of the mask.
So I'm going to say accept up here to let the two devices talk. And then we're going to say allow there. And voila. Your phone is up on screen. So we can swipe through here. Now, my first suggestion that I always make for everybody is this multicolored background kind of makes it look, could be confusing a little bit. So I usually suggest switching to the all black. It makes it blend in a little bit better. It looks more easy to see. I mean, I know they wanted to make it so people could customize it, but I feel like with the black border, it just blends in better. But we do have an initial home screen, which will be your Apple Maps. Looks like you might go home on a regular basis, so your home button's there. And then, of course, do you do any music on your phone, Pandora?
He does.
I got YouTube.
Yep. So YouTube, the video won't play through. I do believe only YouTube Music, their music app, is available through this as well. But it's basically an extension of your phone. I mean, like Apple Maps. I mean, it looks just like your phone. To talk to because your Hey Mercedes won't help with this stuff because this is your phone. That switch right here, it kind of looks like someone sneezing. If I click and hold it up, hello Siri.
Okay, Siri still.
Samurai Kid. How can I help?
No. Okay.
What's the weather like tomorrow?
Should be sunny tomorrow.
And
the
we can
high
talk
will be
to your
63
Siri.
degrees, and the low will be 36.
So she can be really helpful with, I mean, you could say, navigate to Nordstrom, McDonald's, Starbucks, navigate to 1701 Alexander Avenue, East 5 Washington. And she can help you with all of that map stuff. Or tell me a joke. How do I spell this? What's 1 + 1? I mean, a lot you can text with your Siri. A lot you can do with her that can be really helpful. But it's an extension of your phone. Now, if you ever plug in and you get like a blurry screen, unplug and restart your phone. It's something to do with certain iPhones on certain versions of their software that cause it. If you restart your phone on a weekly basis, you'll probably never run into that issue. But actually, just this morning, I did have someone that they thought the car was broken. And what I always remind everybody, when we're using CarPlay, think of this like a computer monitor. When your computer messes up, you don't get mad at the monitor, you get mad at the computer.
Reboot.
Yes, so just an unplug, restart the phone, plug back in, and you should be totally fine. Or if you ever notice, like when you click on things, if it takes like 10 seconds for something to switch, might be a good reminder that you should probably restart your phone, because when you click on stuff, it should be pretty quick, especially since you're on such a new phone. Of course, like iPhone 6s and stuff, they're just slow naturally, but your Apple News, or Apple News, I guess is what we'll call it there. Of course, your calendar, audiobooks, Google Maps, Waze, even your Viber. You can do your phone calls through Viber through here
Can
as
you
well.
add on an icon in there?
So you can't. So only apps will show that are compatible with Apple CarPlay. So Apple does choose what apps are compatible. So no Facebook, no Twitter, no Instagram. So you can technically delete one. I do believe it actually has to be done through the car, or through the phone. But you can take one off, but if the app is compatible, it will automatically show. Yeah, so it's mostly music and navigation. But yeah, unfortunately not all apps are compatible with it. But definitely a neat thing. I mean, what's great about the nav is your phone's nav stays constantly updated. Traffic information's on here, so it'll help improve your route based off of that traffic information. And of course, maybe you didn't want to talk to Siri. You just tap on search, the keyboard's there, and you could just type in the address like you normally would. So, I mean, lots of really helpful things with her. But of course, talking to her is probably going to be the easiest in most cases. But definitely nice. Of course, it does have to be plugged in, and that's why it's great that you have a really good sized compartment back here. You'll be able to just set your phone in there. That way you don't have cords all over. And then another reason why I don't like the adapter is then you have that cord, then this cord. The sooner you have a USB-C to Lightning, you won't have so much cord that has to go there. But definitely neat. And of course, as your phone stays up to date, this will stay up to date, and you should have a pretty good experience with it.
So is it the same? Because the other the ML, because you can use the navigation if the car is running.
Yeah, well, in this you can use the nav at any time.
Anytime. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, because Apple CarPlay is different than the built-in systems. Yeah, because I know on the older cars you had to be stopped to make a change. This one you can do it anytime. And of course, especially when you use your voice. But yeah, definitely a neat system. And of course, like I said, this stays constantly up to date. So you never have to come in for updates. Plus, the built-in nav is like $1,300. Why? I mean, I don't want to say waste $1,300, but then I mean another reason, because like I heard this might go to the Philippines. I mean, if that happens, the nav in the car would be total. You would have just wasted
Yeah.
$1,300.
Yeah.